All right. Hey, guys. So these are our kind of like review in progress, spoiler-filled impressions, if you couldn't tell by the title of the video. We're going to talk about spoiler-free thoughts on the podcast tomorrow, but hopefully all this goes up on time. But I have major issues with this game.
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, you've told me a little bit about your thoughts, but I'm curious to get your full, uninhibited thoughts.
So we're doing spoilers. This is not for the entire game. If you've beaten it already, do not comment on this. I haven't looked up anything other than what I've experienced already. I'm 8 hours in. Sean's about 6, I guess, right?
I think 7.5. I think I'm right at 7.5.
Do not comment anything with how the game ends because I don't want to know. But I will say this for the last time. This is your spoiler warning. This is just for the first. It's really just the first 2 hours that really matters for this conversation, I think. This is your final warning. We're now going to get into spoilers for the very beginning of the game. And I'm sure by the time we both beat this, we'll probably do a spoiler cast because I'm going to want to rant unless this game completely turns around. Final warning. Spoilers start. What?
Your third and final warning.
Starting now.
You're fine. I'm kidding.
They freaking... Do you remember what the first trailer was for this game?
I don't remember what was what, but...
The first trailer was Ellie sitting in a building with all these dead bodies. The first trailer
like
we
the teaser, like from like... couple years ago?
It's Ellie with a guitar, and she does this, and she tries to steady her hand, and she starts playing, but I killed all these mother effers, and what a bad. And then, and I haven't got to this, I don't even know if this is in the game, but I get, Joel walks in, he walks in the building, there's dead bodies everywhere. He walks in, he leans on the door, and he says, Ellie, something to the effect of, you sure you want to do this? And she looks at him and says, I'm going to kill every last one of them. And then every trailer after that, I'm going to cover this spoiler-free on the main podcast too, but they friggin' lied to us. And this isn't like people getting pissed off about Sonic and wanting his design changed. This is, I feel like they completely lied to us about what this game was and was going to be for the last 3.5 years. And I didn't read any of the leaks. I had nothing spoiled me going into this, which is why I was so shocked when it happened. I feel like they completely lied to us, and I'm effing pissed off. You have, for 3.5 years, built this up as it's Ellie's revenge tour for some reason, and Joel comes in and says, you think I'd let you do this alone, kiddo? And then that's not at all what the game is. This is like Last Jedi. This is not going to go the way you think it's going to go. And the only other game I can think of doing this...
Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yes. But at least that wasn't like they didn't kill... Well, you kind of thought they killed Snake, but you know they didn't kill Snake. You see Joel's leg blown to smithereens, and they focus on it. Because when he gets shot, I'm like, shoot. And then they pull him up there, and they tourniquet him. And then they zoom in on his leg, and I was like, well, he's never going to walk again. How's he going to be in this game? Then I start going, oh, my God, this isn't about them killing stupid Dina.
That was when I realized, I'm like, okay, there's Joel. I'm like, so when you're playing as Abby, I'm like,
I knew when they said something like, we're looking for him, I was like,
yeah, I'm like, okay, they're looking for Joel. But then I'm like, why would we be playing as the bad guy? And then you find Joel... And then whatever, and they're fine. I'm like, so what's her deal? Is she not a bad guy, whatever? And then he's like, oh yeah, you seem like you know us or something. And
we do. Bam!
As soon as he shot him, I was like, I mean, I didn't know, but I pretty much knew he was going to die in this game. And as soon as he shot him with a shotgun, that's when I was like, holy crap, they're
doing this.
It wasn't a, oh my God, they're going to kill Joel. It was a, oh my God, they're doing this now. It was that kind of I just couldn't believe it. I mean, my jaw dropped.
That's why I was telling you, it's not you and Jason too. It's not that they killed Joel. It's that for 3.5 years, it was going to be flipped. It was going to be Ellie's the main character. Joel is her support. Joel's helping her on whatever her revenge quest is. And then they completely pull the rug out from under us. And I get, like I said, it's not like Sonic and stuff, but like, if I would have known this before the game came out, that like an hour and a half or 2 hours in, they're going to kill Joel, I get why people are like, F this. We're going to review bomb you on Metacritic, all this other stuff. I get it, and I'm not buying the game. I get it.
See, I would be annoyed if it got spoiled for me. I love Joel. I obviously don't want, I mean, he's a video game character, whatever, but I don't want him to die. But I get it from the story side of things. I'm not angry about it like you are. I don't understand the review bombs. I don't understand, even if I did have it spoiled for me, I just would have been like, why did you, whoever you are, like, why did you spoil that? Like, what is wrong with you? I'd be upset, but I wouldn't be like, wait, they killed Joel? Well, screw that. I'm not playing this game. Like, I wouldn't have, I don't like it, but there's no part of me that likes it, but I get it. It's a gut punch in a game that I'm guessing is going to be full of them. And I mean, if you're going for just, shock value, whatever, like
that's my problem.
You got it. I mean, yeah.
I feel like this is a step back, like Naughty Dog. Again, you haven't played Uncharted 4. It's free. You've got it. You need to play it. They have been so good about crafting stories around characters and paying that off in a fashion that is worth it. This feels it was just like, haha, we gotcha. Joel's dead. You thought you were going to play as him and Ellie. Haha, gotcha. Like,
But see, there was pretty much no part of me that thought you would ever even control. I obviously didn't know Joel was going to die, but I figured he would just kind of be popping in and out throughout the game kind of thing. Like,
I
didn't think of him
I think
as,
he might still.
I didn't think of him as like
Ellie in one.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I didn't think he would have that kind of role. I just thought he might be there for parts of it. I don't think he's just going to be following you around like Ellie did and like Dina does and whatever. Just because that didn't seem right to me either. So I don't really know. I would have thought he would have been killed off at like the 80% mark or somewhere. Like to
at the
set
end of the
up
second
the
act.
final. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get it. I'm okay with it. I don't look at it as being like a cheap, shock factor, like easy way out kind of thing. I don't look at it. Yeah, they lied to us, but no more. I mean, like we talked about, it's kind of similar to like the Endgame trailer. Like, they lied to us by not showing Pepper Potts there, and they lied to us by not showing Fat Thor. And
yeah, but none of that. Nobody died. That's my. It's not like they lied to us by just not showing. Spoilers. It's not like they showed Tony Stark's funeral and it was just like Thanos' funeral. You know what I mean? Like, this is the reason that this pisses me off so much is Joel. I don't want to take too much away from the actual podcast because I'll get in my spoiler-free thoughts there. Come back tomorrow. God, I hope all this goes up on time. Joel is a character. I never bought into the narrative that, like, Colin and Greg both said that, like, wow, you play as the bad guy in The Last of Us. I don't agree with that at all. If I was in Joel's position, if my daughter, which now I have one, was killed, and then 20 years later I'm surviving in the apocalypse, and I come across this girl who I develop a bond with, and I save her, and I get to the point where I call her, "It's okay, baby girl. I got you, baby girl." And then you're like just going to kill her and harvest her brain, and maybe there's like a 10% chance we can get a vaccine from her brain and killing her. No, F you. I'm going to kill everybody in this hospital. I would do the exact same thing he did. I never thought he was the bad guy, and I will never believe that he was the bad guy.
Well,
and Neil Druckmann has said that's not how they looked at it also.
I mean, I can see how that could be debatable. I'm with you in that, yeah, I would have done the same thing Joel did. But to basically anybody outside of Joel and Ellie, yeah, he probably would be viewed as the bad guy.
My problem is this. It's Joel's death. It's it coming so early. It's the lies for 3.5 years. 3.5 years. I can't wait to see, because I went back and watched all the trailers. I can't wait to see what else they effed us over with. Because there's definitely some scenes later on in this game that are going to happen where you think it's Joel, and it's probably not Joel, and that pisses me off. But, like, it's just so obvious where the story's going. Abby...
I'm guessing Abby is the daughter of the doctor or something.
That's
like
what
that.
I assume.
Yeah.
Or she's a Firefly. She's this is only 4 years later, so maybe she was like 10. I don't even know how old she is. But do you remember the trailer? Do you remember the trailer where there was the second trailer they did?
They're like in the woods or something.
They're hanging a girl, a lady, a woman, a female.
I kind of remember. Yeah.
We thought that was like Ellie's mom or something. That's Abby. Somebody saves her. Apparently it's not from her clan or whatever. I don't know. But like, what I hate that I think is going to happen with this is, yeah, clearly she has some connection to the people in the hospital that Joel killed at the end of at the end of part 1. Her dad, her uncle, her brother, whatever. I don't know what the surgeons were or how old they were. It's something's happening there. It's so blatantly obvious because nobody that's just... If you were just a Firefly, you're not going to bludgeon Joel to death with a golf club.
Right.
You have to have a personal connection. So there's that. But now, like, what I really worry about, and I'm going to play it through, I really worry that they're going to go... They're going to try to pull a Kylo Ren with Abby is what I worry about. Like, oh, she just did it for the good reasons.
Well, here's what I see happening. I don't know literally what's going to happen, but it seems what they're trying to do is it goes back to the whole who's the bad guy here. And you're going to... There's going to be all sorts of parallels to be drawn between Abby and Joel. Ellie. And how is what Ellie is doing any different from what Abby is doing? Abby's trying to avenge somebody's death, and guess what? She killed the person responsible for it. And now you flip that around. Now Abby killed Joel, so Ellie is trying to go and kill Abby. And like it's... Yeah, Abby's out there trying to kill everybody, but they're trying to kill Abby. Like, who's good and who's bad? Like, you can... Ellie's the good guy because that's the point of view of the game. That's who you control. But like if you controlled, and you did for one part, but like if Abby was the main character and this guy bursts into the hospital at the end of the first one and kills your father, now in Last of Us Part 2 where you're Abby, yeah, you're gonna go and you're gonna want to kill every last one of them responsible, and that was basically Joel. And so I can see that's kind of what they're trying to me, that just kind of seems like the moral of the story or whatever. It's the whole good versus evil and who's right and who's wrong. Yeah. And that, I think they're just going to... I don't think Abby's going to be redeemed or anything like that. I think in the end, Abby's going to die. All the wolves are going to die.
Whatever they are, yeah.
Joel's already dead. I don't know if Ellie's going to die. I feel like everybody's... It's either going to have a happy ending with Ellie getting what she wants, or somehow Ellie's dead, Abby's dead, everybody's just dead at the end of it. But I don't think there's any redemption for Abby. I mean, maybe she tries to... I think we'll learn exactly why she did what she did, but I don't think they're just going to be like, oh, I get it, hug it out. It's like there's not going to be any of that. Abby's as good as dead. I don't know about Ellie, but
my thing though is like Ellie, like you said, flip the tables and stuff. So Ellie, Abby, oh my God. It's not like she just shot Joel in the head and it was done. She was pissed enough to bludgeon him to death with a golf club to where he can't even move. Joel, get up, get up, get up. And he just like barely opens his eye. And then she turns the 9-iron around, whatever it is, and point down into his brain, and she picks it out. And I do think we're going to have, as we get through this game, again, we're like 8 hours in. We're going to have so much gratuitous violence that I feel at this point it's just going to be for the sake of violence. But, like, you see the golf club and you see his brains on the end of it. I'm like, this is a character that, like, PlayStation fans, even though it's just one game, we all adore and we love Joel and, like, Troy Baker and that performance and what he meant to Ellie and everything he went through with Sarah and losing her and then kind of like quote unquote adopting Ellie and stuff, like to just, and this is Joel's the most badass dude that's probably ever existed in this world. And like also like I have a problem with the writing, like he's dumb enough to just walk in this room, and Tommy too, like that's not what Tommy's about, to just walk in this room and be like, hey guys, you want to get some supplies? We're a couple miles down the road, you want to get some supplies? My name's Tommy, this is my brother Joel. Like, I feel like even when Joel was saying it, he knew that they knew. Like, I think he knew that they knew who he was before he said, y'all act like you know us or whatever. It just, that's not Joel's character to just wander into this room, this closed room in a random ski lodge or whatever with 15 potential bad guys and just be like, yeah, I'll walk in here, it's fine. No, they would have said, hey, glad we saved y'all. Thanks. We're going to take our horses and go back home. The Joel that I know from, again, one game never would have walked into this situation and let himself get murdered. That's another problem I have with it. It's like this doesn't narratively, it doesn't make any sense. And it's like the more I talk about it and the more I think about it, it just freaking pisses me off. I haven't had a game piss me off, like I think I said this already, pissed me off this much since Metal Gear Solid 2. Now, I grew to love Metal Gear Solid 2. I don't know that I'm going to grow to love this game because, like, Snake didn't die. They just switched characters, and you got to observe Snake from the outside as Raiden, a rookie who doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's in over his head. Iroquois Pliskin / Snake is there, spoilers, to guide him through the big shell and everything. That's not what this is. Joel's gone. Like, it's not like I was hoping, like, maybe she was hallucinating or whatever. No, he's dead. He's straight up dead. And I don't know. Like, I can get into all this stuff about the actual the game outside of this spoiler on the podcast, but I'm not. I don't know. I really like. At this point, I honestly feel like I'm forcing myself to play through this game after that happened. I watched freaking PewDiePie. PewDiePie. I can't even talk. PewDiePie. Hold on. PewDiePie was doing live streams, and I was like, his part 2 Let's Play was what the hell just happened? I was like, okay, let me fast forward. And he's like, what? Why would you kill off Joel? Like the game literally like just started, and you're killing Joel now. What the hell?
But what else do you do if the whole game is about? I mean, I'm with you. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate, but like. The game is about, it's Ellie's revenge tour. That's all we know about Ellie is Joel. So how else do you get her on this revenge tour? Like what? If they killed Dina, we'd be like, who? This girl that showed up 5 minutes ago and now she's dead, but that's what we're supposed to get.
But that's what.
But I mean, we don't know really anything about Ellie. How else are you going to get her so mad that she goes across country and starts killing people and just going to kill every last one of them.
Well, you could have spent 7-8 hours building up Dina to where both of us are, what we talked about. Well, okay, we're in spoilers. Whatever.
Yeah.
She's pregnant, whatever. Obviously not by Ellie because that's not possible. But, like, you could have done something, like, for the first third of the game, and then she dies. And then all the cutscenes we showed where they're, like, the way they did the original, or the second trailer, I think it was, when she's looking for Dina, and she's like, Dina, when she's in the snow on the horse, Dina! And then it's like, oh, there you are, everything's fine. Instead of being like, oh, there you are, everything's fine, the way the trailer is cut is that she goes, you see the ski lodge and everything, she's going through, you don't hear any of the, like, the beating going on, because they didn't want to give that away. She opens the door, she goes, she gets tackled, everything like it is in the game, except you don't see who's getting beaten, and then you see Ellie on the ground going, oh my God, please don't do this. But then you hear a gunshot. Yeah. You could have done that over 5, 6, 7 hours if you're good enough at building characters to make us feel bad for Dina dying. But instead, I just feel like it's like a cheap death. It's a cheap trick to just be like, ho ho, Joel's dead. I don't know. It doesn't feel like Naughty Dog to me. And I'll talk about it on the podcast, but, like, I've said, and I think you've agreed with me in the lead up to this game, I think I've said, and I quote, there's no way this game is just about, oh, they killed my girlfriend. I'm really mad. I'm going to go kill everybody. I said there's no way it's that. Unfortunately, I was right. I would have much rather it been that, but, like, I don't know. I don't like it. Hopefully I will end up liking this game, but right now, I don't. I really don't. Like, I'm not. It's at this point I've put in. So I played Last of Us in 2014. I've put 6 years into this world, and that's the only reason I'm going to see this through. The gameplay's fine, all that. We'll get to it on the podcast, but, like, I'm just not. I'm not happy.
Yeah.
At all. I don't like anything about it to this point.
I don't know. It's when you've built it up like this, we've known for years now, this story is just about revenge. Well, if that's what you've built it as, then yeah, it's got to be something worth getting revenge over. And yeah, could they have told a story over, like you said, 7 or 8 hours to make us feel attached to Dina and then take her away? But then it's like, okay, well, now the story's starting. What's been going on for the first 7 or 8 hours? Like,
or maybe Joel's
just walking around killing clickers, and then all of a sudden,
how it started out. Maybe just Joel didn't report what the hell happened. Where is he? There's a million ways they could have gone.
Yeah,
just
I don't know. I mean, I get where you're coming from. I don't have a problem with them doing what they did. She I don't care about Dina at all. I think
yeah. I don't care. We're going to repeat this on the podcast. I don't care about literally one single new character in this entire story. And that right there, it tells me that, like, Naughty Dog has screwed up somehow. I don't care about Dina, Jesse, Maria. The only people I care about are Ellie, Tommy, and Joel.
Yeah.
And a third of those are gone. And I'm sure Tommy's probably going to end up dying.
Oh, yeah,
too.
Tommy, he'll probably be dead.
He'll be dead, and he's got a wife back home who's running the, like... Anything else you want to cut it?
Nah, maybe we can cut it there.
All right. That's it for our spoiler initial impressions, whatever the hell I called this thing, of the first few hours of Last of Us Part 2. Get our full thoughts on the game so far, not on the spoilers, but on the gameplay, everything else, tomorrow on the podcast. But until that time, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing.